Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Marvel Rivals video. So today we're going to be going over Mr. Fantastic, the newest duelist coming in with Season 1, with the launch of Season 1. And he is so much fun. I did get early access as one of the creator partners for Marvel Rivals, and I've been having an absolute blast on Mr. Fantastic. He's really cool. We're going to jump over into the practice range because right now it's only content creators on the test server, and any and everyone is trying to get clips with these new heroes. And so by the time you actually load in to pick a character, they're already picked and I just can't get any gameplay with them. So I have some clips of different gameplay that I have played with them since I got lucky enough to pick them. But we're mainly going to be showing you all of the abilities and whatnot in the actual practice range. And then we'll jump over and I'll probably have some like footage pop up on screen so you guys can enjoy that, and I'll just kind of leave it off with the gameplay throughout the rest of the video. Let's jump over into the actual like practice range and let's check out Mr. Fantastic. All right, guys, so here we are in the practice range with my boy Mr. Fantastic. Honestly, very fun character, just from a pure like joyful stance. He's just so much fun to play. He does a lot of damage, he has a lot of goofy things. He's really cool. He's really fun. Here's his base skin. It's going to be that like classic white with the blue, looking really cool. And like I mentioned, he is a duelist. He has a recolor, which is going to be more of that classic blue with a little bit of like navy blue, black kind of thrown in there, which I think looks really cool as well. Gives you that like original vibe. I really hope they do this for all of the Fantastic Four characters, even like the Thing and Human Torch when they come out. Invisible Woman also has that blue, so I'd imagine they will do that for them too. And then his skin, his first bundle is going to be called the Maker. And this one is also just really cool looking too. Definitely had to pick this one up, and I will be picking this up on my actual main account whenever the game does get updated to Season 1. But super cool skin. But for the purposes of the video, I'll show you guys with his base skin, and then I'll kind of show you those in game in a minute. Let's jump into his kit. So first off, let's go with this. So his main attack is called Stretch Punch. Basically, he just kind of stretches and punches and stretch punch. His passive is kind of how he works. Basically, whenever you are using your abilities and or landing those hits with his punch, two things are going to happen. You're going to build up your elasticity meter. And when that reaches full elasticity, so 100%, you turn into this like inflated state, and it grants you shields and it boosts your damage. So he does a lot more damage and just boosts shields. So that's the first thing that's going to happen. Also, when you're building that meter, you actually are dealing more damage. The more the meter has, the more damage you're dealing. And once it hits 100, then you turn into the big state and you start swinging like basically just the same thing as Hulk. That's kind of everything and how he works. His right click is going to extend his arm forward and either grab an enemy, then you can either just deal damage to that enemy and pull them towards you by right clicking the same enemy, or if you do left clicking the same enemy, if you right click one and then look at another and left click that guy, it'll pull them together and smack them into the air against each other, dealing damage to both targets. So you kind of can like CC two targets or like completely pull one of them into your back lines where your team can kind of clean them up. If you grab, say, like one of their healers and pull them in, and then you guys just obliterate the healer, now it's a 5v6 and they don't have one of their healers. So very cool. Very interesting gameplay. Like how it works is really interesting. His E, basically he will gain a shield and dash. Like you select a target, click E, and then he dashes towards them, dealing damage to enemies and granting shields to allies. So you can do this as kind of your movement ability. You get two of these, and basically you can either jump at an enemy, deal damage to him, gain a bunch of elasticity, and then just start swinging, or you can jump to one of your teammates, give them a shield, and also gain elasticity. And like I said, you have two of these, so you could jump at like an enemy, or I'm sorry, you can jump at a teammate, give them a shield, jump at an enemy, deal damage, and then hopefully that builds out, that's going to build out like 60% of your elasticity bar, and then just, land a couple more hits or hit another one of these. If the cooldown comes back, boom, you're at 100, and now you're swinging right there in the fight. So really, really interesting ability. His left shift basically makes him like a big version of himself, and he absorbs up to 300 damage in that time frame, and then shoots it back at wherever your cursor is pointing. This was in the trailer, the reveal trailer for him. That's how he like killed the Iron Man that was in the air. He absorbed Iron Man's ult and then shot it back at him. This is very strong, by the way. You basically can give him 300 extra health if you want to think of it that way. You can give him 300 extra health instantly, basically. He will just absorb all of that damage instead of taking that damage himself. And then his ultimate, he leaps up in the air. He's all big and he slams down, and then that'll slow enemies within the range. And then if you deal damage, don't have to get any sort of like eliminations or anything, just dealing damage on that bounce will make him go back in the air and bounce again. So you want to kind of keep dealing damage in order to like actually get it to successfully work. And the most I've seen is 6 bounces from it. So very cool stuff. But let's go jump into it all, and then I will show you guys the team ups in a little bit. But we're going to be doing an Invisible Woman next video. So just stay tuned for that. But basically, she gains 15% additional bonus healing, and then he will gain the ability to use his C, which gives him like this bonus shield on his body. And basically, it will continuously heal him whenever you are taking damage. Instead of like taking the damage, you'll heal it instead. So we'll get into that. I'll show you guys all the abilities, but let's go jump in. Let's do some damage to these guys, and I'll show you kind of how he works. So this is going to be his normal attack. And as you can see, my bar in the middle is gaining 5 every time I hit someone, right? So in theory, I'd have to hit what? Up to 100, whatever that would be, 20 times to get to my inflated state, right? However, his arms, they stretch and you can whip them. So I can hit multiple enemies at once. As you can hear, multiple different hits happening. Right? So really, really cool stuff on that. It has a pretty good range too. I think it's like 15 meters. Yeah, it's about right here. So it's about 15 meters, give or take. And you can get some good damage on it. His right click is going to allow him to grab someone and either impact them again and pull them towards you, or here's his big mode. I'll just show you the big mode real quick. I didn't mean to hit this yet, but I hit the 100, so now I'm big mode. None of my other abilities can be activated while you're in big mode, and then he'll just go down, but he deals a ton of damage when he's in that. But basically, his right click, you can grab one, go like another guy, impact, and you can throw them into each other. That guy died, so I just threw that person off the map. But basically, you get the gist. I can go like this, I can go like this, and they swing up in the air. It kind of CCs them a little bit and deals some damage. His E, this is what I was showing earlier. Basically, it'll highlight either a bad guy or an ally, and I can jump at them, gain 30 of my elasticity, and deal damage. Or if I jump at an ally, I'll give them a shield and also get 30 elasticity. And you have 2 charges of these. So you can do some really interesting things in order to get yourself to big mode. The whole goal is to get big mode. So I can deal some damage. I can go into E, jump at him. I can E this guy, jump at him. Now I'm big mode. Boom, I'm swinging on him, and they just take a ton of damage when he's in his like almost like Hulk mode in a way. And then you have your left shift, which absorbs damage. Of course, he stops shooting as soon as I do it. But you can absorb up to 300 damage with it and then shoot it back once the timer runs out. So we'll wait for this guy to start shooting. All right, so I'm taking damage, I'm taking damage, I'm taking damage. And now I shoot it back at him. This is how you can stop a lot of ults, stuff like that. And then his C, which is what the team up is with Invisible Woman. There she is. What's up? His C basically gives him these little shields. And then when you take damage, you can see that I'm actually like healing it back at the bottom. But it heals back at the shield. So really, really cool stuff there. And just when you start getting these combos together, start dealing all this damage and seeing all like how everything just combos together really nice, and you get down the movement tech and all that stuff with him, and he goes in, dude. He does so much damage. And then, you know, you come over here, you charge up that ult, and then we're gonna go ahead and pop ult. And he just jumps around, and as long as I'm dealing damage, it just keeps going. I think the most you can hit is 6. I'm pretty sure it's 6. So very fluid character. Everything just kind of works a lot better than I actually anticipated it was gonna work. And this mode is so freaking hilarious. Look at him. He's just like, what's up? You want to fight me? Big mode. Bop, 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 bop. Look at the damage I'm dealing. And these arms are actually elastic as well. So when you're in big mode, you want to swing to deal the most damage. Super cool character. I really enjoy him. There's a lot of fun things that he can do. And I'm going to be showing some gameplay after this, so you guys can kind of get the gist of it all. But just honestly, a super, super fun character. I think he's going to work well with a lot of different heroes. I wanted to show you one more thing. If you activate your Q and you're still holding forward, you can actually get a ton of distance, right? Which could be really good, could be really helpful. You basically leap in a giant manner, like a lot of distance, right? One thing that I have noticed is it's a little hard to control if you are also using WASD. I play on keyboard, so that's how I move. But while you're like moving your character model and ulting, it can be a little hard to control. So what I've found is if you basically say I pop it right here, right? And then you just look like this over and over. You just change your direction back and forth in 180 degrees. It actually stays still. So you just kind of keep hitting the same exact areas. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It's a little tip I'll give to you guys. He's so cool, though. I think he has a lot of potential. I don't think he's necessarily like overpowered or anything, but a lot of potential. A lot of fun things are going to happen with this character, and I have a feeling you guys are going to like him a lot. But yeah, let's jump over into the gameplay. Show you guys my my first ever gameplay with him, and I'll give you guys my like bonus thoughts, and it'll be a good time. So let's jump over there. All right, so this is the only game that I got to play Mr. Fantastic on the test server, which was surprisingly enough my first game on. And he is super fun. All the content creators are on the actual test server, so we're all trying to like fight to pick the character. And this was unfortunately the only game I got with him. But I ended up doing really, really well and experiencing him kind of for the first time in a team fight composition setting and whatnot. So he's a really, really fun hero. And I think he's going to have a potential to be a very, very strong contender in the meta. I think he's going to be really good with Groot. If you can Groot ult and kind of bring everyone together into his ult and, you know, cluster them all together and then pop Mr. Fantastic ult on top of them, you're just going to be dealing so much damage, and it's just a really, really fun time. The like goofy, silly bounciness to him is really, really interesting, and I love him. I love him. His kit is so cool. It's so much fun to play with, and I just enjoyed playing with him so much. I hope you guys enjoy as well. I'm going to leave you guys here. You guys can watch the rest of the gameplay and just kind of enjoy for yourselves, but I will catch you guys in the next video where we're going to be going over Invisible Woman, so stay tuned for that. And I got a lot of stuff coming for you guys, so stay tuned for it all, but I will catch you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time.
Your powers are mine! I am ready to put on a show! So fast, friend!
Never fail to impress me, Reed.
Shield activated! Feeling fantastic.
Double kill!
Let me return the favor.
No worries, I've got your back.
After all these years, you still find ways to impress me. A force field! A futile attempt! Let me return the favor!
I am ready to put on a show! Only 60 seconds left.
Shield activated! An ancient Egyptian artifact! Well, hello there!
What am I? Invisible?
Your powers are mine!
Double KO!
Force field!
Down to 30 seconds.